first guest tonight, host Live with Kelly and Mark weekday mornings. Their documentary series Running with the Wolves premieres July 29th on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Let's take a look.
The bottom line is the kid's available, and we got to hustle. If you think it's worth it, I can look into it with Sergio and see what the terms are.
Buddy, if you're in, I'm in.
All right, let me look into it. I'll call you right back.
Okay, bye.
John.
What do you think, babe?
Per favore, lasciami mangiare in pace.
I would say Matt and Mark
It sounds like
talk on the phone between 100 and 300 times a day.
Was there a euro?
I'm not exaggerating. In my next life, I want to be an Italian football problem.
Please welcome back to the show, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos. So you guys host a show together every morning at 9 a.m.
Yes.
So what's morning like at the household?
Coffee around, 7 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning?
I get up at 5.
Yep.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Gotcha.
We live his process of getting ready is so much more lax than mine. I get up, there's a routine, there are serums that have to be applied. There's a lot of anti-aging stuff that is becoming less and less effective. And then he sort of leisurely gets out of bed around 7 a.m.
But it must be nice. I mean, I would imagine it's fairly stress-free going into the show because you have obviously you have this baked-in chemistry.
Yep.
And I think people want to watch the show and have it feel comfortable and loose. So you're not backstage
well,
before.
People also like watching their parents fight.
Yeah.
And I feel like
And I find that
that.
it's a safe place to have those arguments.
Yes.
Because nobody's going to get really out of control. We can kind of have a good argument on TV.
I want to say you said everybody likes to watch their parents fight, but you have 3 kids in their 20s. Do any of them watch the show?
No.
Okay.
No.
So people like to watch their parents fight, except for your children.
Although our youngest son, our youngest is 22, and we asked him to come here tonight because he was visiting us. He lives in Michigan, and he was visiting us. And I said, "Do you want to come see Seth tonight?" And he goes, "No. I'll catch you. I'll watch it on the show when it airs." And I go, "Oh, you're gonna watch?" And he goes, "Well, I watch Seth." So he's like, I'm not watching for you. I'm just naturally watching Seth.
You guys are 2 years into doing this together.
Yeah.
You've had a lot of co-hosts over the years.
Yeah.
Not to put you on the spot, where does Mark rate?
You mean like height-wise, or what are we talking about?
However you want to rate him.
height-wise.
No, you're definitely my favorite co-host.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Lovely.
definitely.
Well, by the way, we can tell from watching. That makes it good television. Yes, very much so.
I mean, I have to say, we get along really well. We have a shorthand with each other. You know this. You and Alexi, I'm sure, have the same shorthand. We've worked together for over 30 years. I mean, we met working together on a soap opera thousands of years ago. So we really work well together.
Did either of your characters die on the soap opera?
Many times.
That's great. It's nice that you kept rebounding.
Resurrecting.
All right, so we saw a clip, though, from a new collaboration.
Yep.
You went out and you bought a soccer team.
We did. We bought
You bought a football team.
with a group. With a group, yes.
Yes.
We bought a piece of
and this is an Italian soccer team. I don't want to butcher the name.
Campobasso.
Campobasso.
Yes.
And what led you to do this?
Well, it was kind of an impulsive buy, I would say that.
They tend to be.
Yeah, he said, listen, this team that used to be in the 3rd division, it's in the 5th division now. And I said, okay, do we have any players? Because the team went bankrupt, and my partner said, nope. Do we have a coach? He said, nope. I said, do we have a field? He said, maybe. I said, when does the season start? He said, 10 days. I said, that's great. Let's do it.
No, this is very sweet because you were supportive of this, but you only thought it was going to be writing a check. You did not realize, and the clip sort of played that out.
There are so many ways in which I thought he's going to invest in this little project and then we will buy property in Italy.
Yeah.
You know how you can buy a town for $1.
Right.
We've all read the article.
Yes.
Where you buy a whole Italian town for $1.
Yes. And then you
asked-
find out
right.
that you've been ripped off.
Well, right. He has sunk a lot of money into this, and he never stops working. He has ruined the serenity of our house. It is constant work. It's working all the time. And I'm like, I thought you were just going to be a silent investor. And the next thing I know, camera crews are coming into my house.
So I would say one of the lovely things about your morning show, and I think what makes it so, feel so vibrant and fresh, is I imagine when the show's over, you sort of like leave it and then you come back to it the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this is not that.
No,
it's
it's
the opposite.
24/7, and,
Yeah.
and the time change is
So you
tough.
had the best job in the world, and you decided
did.
to go get the hardest job in the world.
Totally ruined
You
it.
couldn't just sit on the fact that you had it made.
I know. I definitely complicated things.
You speak fluent Italian,
That's
though.
right. I grew up there. That's my first language.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So that helps. And how's your Italian?
It's terrible. Literally, we had this young girl on our show named Meg Donnelly from Zombies 4. And she told us a story today that she, when she was 15 years old, started dating a foreign exchange student from Japan. He didn't speak English, so she learned Japanese. I have been married to him for 30 years. And I know how to say, where's the bathroom? I'm sorry. I call everyone sir, regardless of their gender.
Great.
And
That's one of the
and
trickier
I know how
ones,
to ask
yeah.
you what time it is.
What time is it?
Yeah, that's
it.
really helpful.
That's
yeah.
like the big five.
Yeah. Because there's no way to find out what time it is without asking an Italian person. in 2025. No.
And they're always like, don't worry about the time.
How
What is time?
often, how many of the games are you there to see in person?
I go about 5 or 6 times a year.
And do
Usually
you
try to
love
catch-
it? Is it thrilling?
I love it. I
Okay,
love
so
it.
now there are...
We started in the 5th division, and we've won 2 years in a row. We're
you're in the third division.
now.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Serie C.
And it gets obviously a little bit trickier each year.
Yep. A little bit more,
Yep.
more expensive.
A little more expensive.
Yep.
I love that you guys knew to applaud that because everything they just said, I'm still puzzled by.
And I would like to point out, not to not to run you down, all in English, everything he said then. So it's really,
You can run subtitles in Italian.
well,
later.
yeah. That's good. How about you? Do you go to the games?
Yeah, I've been to a couple of games.
Gotcha.
I went to one game that I have to say, I've been skiing, like I've gone skiing, and I can tell you it was winter ski cold in Italy.
Oh, really?
It was in
And-
December.
Okay.
I had
Yeah.
never in my life, maybe it's,
I'm ashamed to say I do the same thing.
I'm too much like on social media. I thought La Dolce Vita, it's
Yeah.
always summer in Italy. I didn't think they had winter there.
No, they have seasons.
Yeah. I will admit
They
the
have
same. I
seasons.
never thought Italian people don't ever look like they've been
Italian
cold.
people have never been cold.
Yeah.
And so it was the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
I wore 3 pairs of pants and 2 heated coats.
Did you have to teach? Was there any Italian you thought would be useful to
Well,
teach
it
Kelly?
it was a very spicy match. It was kind of
Okay.
a big rivalry, and
Okay.
they were cursing back and forth. So
The
I had
other
a teacher.
team was throwing sticks of dynamite onto the field.
Well, when it's cold, that's actually very nice.
Keeps you warm.
That is crazy. Sticks of dynamite onto the field.
So I mean, she knows. You know a few of the curse words. I mean, that's you're
my
pretty proficient.
I have my favorite curse word.
Go for it.
My mother-in-law taught me,
Okay. Okay.
which means, are you ready?
Sure.
It's so okay. So
It's an insult. It's an insult.
So in Italy, like in America, we might call somebody a piece of,
Sure.
Yeah.
but in Italy, they say that you are a that was badly.
Oh my God.
It's
That's
poetic.
wonderful.
Isn't
yeah.
it nice?
Incredible.
That's
Is
that's
that-
like exponentially more hurtful.
Yes.
You're like, whoa. How about now? Okay, so the kids don't watch the show. How do the kids feel when Dad buys into a soccer team?
Our daughter, who lives in London, is very excited.
That's
She's
great.
A big football fan, so she makes it over there a lot. The other two vaguely know that we have a soccer team.
I don't think they know. I mean, they don't know much.
Yeah. You guys are a close-knit family.
We're very close.
She
but,
asked them what time it is.
What we say to them doesn't necessarily penetrate.
Right. So
Me-
most of the stuff
they
about the
will-
soccer team they're finding out right,
Right
now.
now,
Yeah.
they're watching
Watching
this.
your show.
They're young people. They're watching this show.
Do you, having a documentary film crew follow you, were you surprised how quickly you sort of forget the cameras are there? I mean, when you're talking about the team, do you just get so involved in the moment that you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes a little bit to get used to, but it wasn't very long to get used to the camera.
I was cursing like a drunken animal, and sadly I wasn't drunk, and I couldn't believe how much foul language I use at sporting events.
Right.
Particularly when we're losing, and I've spent a lot of, or he's spent a lot of
Yeah.
our.
When you're like cold out of a bunch of money and losing, that's
Yes,
a really
it's
tough way to spend a day.
Yes, bad.
I've heard you say that there's a place where a lot of people will discover Kelly and Mark, which is when they're hospitalized.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
These are facts.
Okay. And this is something people have come to you and said?
Yeah.
Well, no, they will come to me or to Mark and say, I recently discovered your show. And I mean, I used to jokingly say it like, were you hospitalized? And they would go, yes. How did you... But I realize it's a show that sort of just universally plays in hospitals because it's like not anxiety inducing.
Yeah.
We don't really talk about politics. We don't talk about
Healing, there's a healing
There's a
power to
healing
what you're doing.
power.
Yes.
There's a healing power to watching mom and dad fight.
Yes, I agree.
Exactly.
Especially, but let me say, especially when you can tell they love each other. And I
Yes,
think
that is
I feel very refreshed from having you here as well. Thank you both
Thanks,
so much.
Zach.
Thank you.
Congrats
It's
on this
always
show.
so good to see
Thank you,
you.
Kelly. Thank you, Mark. Kelly and Mark, everybody, Running with the Wolves premieres July 29th on ESPN and ESPN Plus. We'll be right back with James Gunn.